Have you ever looked at your dog and thought, do you actually like me? Aikiko, spi, ttom. I mean, we pour our hearts into these furry little creatures, showering them with love, treats, and belly rubs. But sometimes, just sometimes, it feels like they're plotting against us. So today, let's dive into a playful yet eye-opening exploration of the 6 signs that your dog might secretly hate you. And trust me, if you've ever felt a twinge of doubt, you're not alone. First up, let's talk about the classic avoidance behavior. You know those moments when you're sitting on the couch and your dog is just staring at you from across the room, like you're some kind of weird alien? Yeah, that's a sign. If your pup would rather watch paint dry than snuggle up next to you, it might be time to reevaluate your relationship. Dogs are social creatures by nature. They thrive on companionship. So when they choose to keep their distance, it's not just them being aloof, it's a red flag waving in your face. Maybe it's the way you smell after a long day, or perhaps that weird habit of talking to them in a high-pitched voice that they find utterly cringeworthy. Either way, if your dog is dodging you like you're the Grim Reaper, you might want to take a closer look at your behavior. Next, let's discuss the tail. You know the saying, a wagging tail is a happy tail? Well, it's true, but not all tail wags are created equal. If your dog greets you with a slow, low wag, or worse, a complete lack of wagging, you might be in trouble. A tail that's held high and wagging enthusiastically means your pup is excited to see you. But if it's tucked between their legs, or barely moving, it's like they're saying, ugh, it's you again. It's almost as if they're rolling their eyes at you. So, the next time your dog ambles over with a droopy tail, take it as a sign that they might not be thrilled about your presence. You could try a different approach. Maybe a new toy or a special treat might help turn that frown upside down. Now, let's move on to the food situation. Picture this. You're sitting at the dinner table, enjoying a lovely meal, and your dog is giving you the side eye like you've just committed a cardinal sin by not sharing your food. But here's the kicker. If your dog is more interested in the crumbs on the floor than in your affection, it might mean they're prioritizing their stomach over your companionship. Dogs are food-driven creatures, and if they'd rather forage for leftovers than snuggle up to you, that's a clear indication that their love might be conditional. So if you find yourself being ignored in favor of a stray potato chip, you might want to reconsider the depth of your bond. Moving on to the dreaded guilt trip look. You know what I'm talking about. The moment you come home and your dog looks at you with those big, sad eyes, like they've just been abandoned for a lifetime. But here's the catch. If your dog gives you that guilt-inducing stare, only to turn their back on you and plop down in a huff, it could mean they're not as attached as you think. Dogs are masters of manipulation, and if they can get you to feel guilty about leaving them for a few hours, they've already won half the battle. So, if your dog is throwing you the silent treatment after you've been gone for a bit, it might be their way of saying, you're not as important as you think you are. Now, let's talk about the infamous bathroom door scenario. You know how your dog follows you everywhere, even into the bathroom? Well, if they suddenly decide that the bathroom is the one place they'd rather not be, it could be a sign of their distaste. Dogs are naturally curious creatures, and if your pup is suddenly avoiding you while you're in there, it's like they're saying, I can't stand the smell of you right now. Maybe it's the scent of your shampoo, or the fact that you're taking too long to finish your business. Whatever the reason, if your dog is giving you the cold shoulder while you're in the bathroom, it's an indication that they're not exactly thrilled with your current state. Finally, let's address the elephant in the room, the infamous barking at you phenomenon. If your dog is barking at you for no apparent reason, it could mean they're trying to assert their dominance over you. Dogs communicate through barking, and if they're using it as a way to express their displeasure, it's a clear sign that they're not fond of your presence. Maybe you've accidentally stepped on their paw, or perhaps you've interrupted their nap time. Whatever the case may be, if your dog is barking at you like you just committed a crime, it's time to take a step back and consider what might be triggering their annoyance. So there you have it, 6 signs that your dog might secretly hate you. But don't worry too much, it's all in good fun. Dogs are complex creatures, And just like us, they have their moods and preferences. It's essential to remember that even if your dog seems a little distant or annoyed, it doesn't mean they don't love you. So, the next time you catch your pup giving you the side eye or avoiding your cuddles, just remember, they might be plotting their next move, but deep down, they still appreciate all the love and care you give them. And who knows, maybe they just need a little extra attention to remind them how much you care.